Welcome back, everybody, to ECAC. Today, we're back with R6, and today we got a new match starting off with EKU versus Purdue University. So, for anybody that is not familiar, we are doing a best of three, and with the maps that have been chosen so far, we have Clubhouse, Skyscraper, and then if needed, we're going to be going to Night Haven Labs. Also, with me today is everybody's fan favorite, Louie. Louie, how you doing?
Oh, you give me too much credit. You give me way too much credit. I'm doing well though. I'm good to be here. Coming in from, the spring showdown this weekend, that was definitely a lot of fun. I had a blast. The amount of matches we went through was just an incredible time. All the staffing, all the teams were great. But now we have to turn our sights towards some Rainbow Six action. I haven't seen it in a while. So I'm pretty excited, especially for the fact that we have EKU has shown to be previously a pretty dominant team. Purdue also do have the strengths to play against. So I'm very interested to see how well versed these two teams are tonight. You also mentioned our map bans. We have Clubhouse coming in first. Not too much of a change up from what we usually see in the league. But then map 2 is gonna go over to Night Haven, and if it needs to be done,
Skyscraper, I think.
we head over to Sky. Oh, we have Skyscraper second.
Yep.
Okay, Skyscraper second. Our decider will be Night Haven Labs. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, it's still kind of unorthodox because you don't see Skyscraper unless you've really dedicated a lot of practice and a lot of strats towards it. So for um for Purdue to bring out Skyscraper, especially on their second map, they really need to be dominant here on Clubhouse, especially, maybe they have something up their sleeves on Skyscraper. Who knows? We might even just go to Night Haven to kick it off. But finally, getting under the way, ban phase is over. Monteng and Blackbeard removed from the attackers, along with Valkyrie and the Azami. The Azami, such a strong pick on Clubhouse. That rafters area over in the garage, such a key position to play. Even in the bedroom area, to hold down Cash Room and to hold down Khan, it's just a really key operator to not deal with.
Overall, these are pretty standard picks, in my opinion, for this map especially, but it's also a lot of people are very familiar with Clubhouse anyway, where this is, I believe, one of the fan favorite maps, where it's just like the default map. Like, if you want to do good or you want to see anybody shine, this is your number one map. But yeah, getting the Blackbeard and the Montane out, so we're not going to be seeing any of these Montane plants, and then as well, we're not going to be seeing any of the BS Blackbeard plays. But also, just getting rid of Valkyrie, I think that's a very strong pick as well, because you're also getting rid of a heavy intel operator, and then Azami, especially when we start playing into CCTV cache and control of the garage, it's going to be absolutely essential. But anyways, now we're finally going into the beginning portions of this, and already we're just going to be seeing a very solid lineup coming in from EKU. EKU will be the first attacking team for this, and Purdue is going to be the first defense. But already we see Ram, Grim, Hibana, Ash, and Ying. Overall, these are very, very good picks. And right now, it's just looking to be more EKU. They're just setting themselves up right now, watching their spawn peaks. But right now, Purdue is playing very, very passive, except for Yellow getting a nice early pick on to Moon, already just knocking out the Grim. Overall, what a solid play from that.
Yeah, it was a great early pick. That's the Grim off the board, like you were saying. Not being able to have those Kawan Bs is definitely a big blow to the attacking side of EKU. You are going to see Lomo over by this red stairs area. He is aware that there could be a player over by the top area in blue. I believe he's even hearing some footsteps being hanged out, but really, no chow right now. Everybody's currently at a standstill. Borger, though, is going to look to try and get some things done as he starts to open up the kitchen floor. He's going to need some assistance from Sin in just a moment here. I do believe Sin is on a bit of a flank watch over by the oil side of things. Quick cape, definitely aware that he's been sniffed out. So he pushes down Blue, but a bit. I think the drone spotted him out. Yes, it will. Momo might start to transition onto the information that they have just gained. Hatch not completely broken. I don't know if there was an X-Kairos bug or it was just not enough X-Kairos. Either way, Hatch should get open in blue. Hatch should get open in kitchen now. We're dwindling down to 50 seconds left. So it's going to need to be a pretty critical execute from EKU, especially down a man. You've got so much to work with as well. You have some smoke canisters. You've got a lot of Goyo fire. And these mirror windows are in such critical positions to try and deny any entry from our EKU squad.
Already, just looking at how this is going, we're right now coming down to the final 25 seconds, and all the attackers right now are mainly playing their vertical, except for Ash, who's already going to be down the main stairs, and already we're going to see Yellow picking off Sin. Will he be able to find another person? Will he be able to find Borgard? But Natural going to be getting Lomo. Borgard's going to be getting Yellow. Already it's going to be down to a 2v4. 5 seconds to be coming down. A nice drop from Borgard. He needs to find this kill and then immediately start planting. And he is going to be able to get this plant down, but now he's going to be stuck into it. So if this Warden can find him, it's going to be over, and he does. And then that is going to be a quick round for Purdue to start off the day. Already, that was a decent round. I saw that it was very vertical focused and nobody was really making any of their plays until like the last 25 seconds. And I saw some people were focusing a little too long outside. I know they were trying to get their roam clears down, but yeah, especially with two teams like this, time is going to be a very crucial thing, and you want to have as much of it as possible.
Yeah, and Purdue really just did a really great job of wasting all of EKU's time right there. That early pick definitely slowed things down for the better. And just the execute onto the site just took way too long. You didn't see much action until the 25-second mark. And it just wasn't enough. You saw the initial picks. You saw that pretty great triple kill come out for Burger, but too little too late because they were forced into that post-plant scenario, made the rest of Purdue try and look for him, and just didn't have enough time to get into a crucial enough spot to try and win it out in the post-plant. So it gives Purdue a very nice early round. Let's see how they continue on.
Overall, just looking at the site setup of how Purdue is setting this up, they're definitely setting up a lot of sight lines with this site, and honestly, this is exactly like how you really should be playing these sites. Right now, looking to be, we don't have any spawn peaks coming out right now, but all the attackers are going to be spawning onto the same side. So right now they're going to be trying to focus more onto the CCTV side and heading over towards Red Stairs, but we do have two players over here, Fenrir and Wamai, that are going to be trying their best to hold off the entire attacking team right now. But this is also a crucial area for EKU to take control of, because if they can take control of this half, then they essentially have access to construction and then just straight access into the site as well. So also just getting the construction wall open as well, just adding a little bit of phantom pressure as well onto this mirror that's going to be playing in office, and already Quickscape going to be finding a nice early kill on to Shin or Sin.
I think that's Sin, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Sin. But right now, it's just the attackers. They're speeding up their attack a little bit more. Capital is trying to throw his fire and a little bit of smokes in just trying to weed these two players out. But right now, this is more of like a standstill because both of the defenders, they're playing close together. They're going to be playing smart. And already, Wamai is going to be taking advantage of an alarm, a Fenrir, and a trap. And already we're down. Just immediately off the rip, everybody just died.
It's a pretty great Purdue round. Piggybacking off the success that they found over in the basement. they honestly just found the picks, especially when it came down to what I believe was Nat or Wrath. I'm not sure who the Maya was because Quick Cape was playing over on the Frost last round. But big credit to the Wamai. Got a very great early picks. They kicked it off very quickly. 2 kills in rapid succession, and then the rest of EKU just seemed to have a domino effect, and they all began to fall right on after the initial kills. So now Purdue do have a bit of a lead now, 2-0. EKU definitely need to figure out some kind of strategy because currently it's not looking great.
We are already just 2 rounds into the game, and Purdue already just showing themselves off to be a very good defensive team, but they can also find their picks because besides Borger, nobody else on EKU has been able to find any sort of kills so far. So we're going to see hopefully that can change into this round. But right now, they're very prioritizing their garage setup as they should be, to be honest. But same thing, we're not going to be seeing any spawn peaks for this. It appears to me that like Purdue is not a very spawn peak heavy team, besides just the one Goyo play from the very first round. But right now we do have a very diverse site setup here where they're extending themselves out very far and only just leaving the bandit on site, and that's it. So overall, also yes, with people do need to stop taking fall damage because every single little bit is going to matter here. But right now with Capital, Grim, Nomad, and the Ace all prioritizing trying to get these garage walls open to clear the rafters. So we're going to be seeing how this plays. But what they don't know is they don't know that there's a castle just playing on the lower levels as well. So this is going to be another major threat as well, especially him playing with the ACOG. This is going to slow down the attackers very much.
Yeah, it's really good stuff so far. Purdue do lose a quick operator. That quick cape Wamai is oh so important. Those magnets being denied gives Moon a little more free reign to use those firebolts to possibly flush out the remaining defenders that are over on the Raptors position. You're going to see Lomo, thanks to the assistance of Borger, start to get the wall open as Wrath gets a really nice kill on the Moon. So those Rafters are going to stay pretty safe as the castle from Wrath has been really important. Swinging out, get some really nice damage over onto the Grim. He's going to keep holding the angle, actually trying to reach out, firing a Kawan canister, try and get some information. They're aware that they're still playing this very aggressive angle. They do have the information, but I'm not entirely sure if it would be wise to swing that long range. And as I say that, the Kaid of Purdue able to get a kill, and Wrath following up with another kill. He's finally shut down by Lomo. And in the turn, it's all on Borger, who only has less than 30 to go. He's got a lot of work to... Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Lomo is still alive. As I say that, though. Very short-lived. Did not mean the curse right there. 1v2 does find one over on the Raptors position, but now he's got to work against the smoke canisters, and he's got to work against the guns of Purdue. And he can't make it happen. 3 in a row for Purdue so far, as they're showing to have quite the dominant force.
Overall, something that we're seeing very consistent with Purdue is they're playing this really smart because they're playing for the time. They're playing less of, oh, we need to go get these early picks or we need to get these crucial kills. No, they're just playing the time because they know that EKU is taking their sweet time for everything, and then all they have to do is just run the time. As long as they can keep holding them back like this, honestly, I think Purdue can easily have this as long as they just keep doing what they're doing right now. And especially with like their operator picks, it's matching exactly what they're doing. They're playing a lot of time delay and they're playing a lot of operators where you have to dedicate a lot to clear them. So it's like, especially with the mirror, a lot of people don't like challenging the mirror as long as the mirror is still up. But once the mirror gets smashed, yeah, you can play a little bit more. But even with the mute, denying the drones, the Oryx, and the Vigil, just going out for roams, and the Fenrir as well, you get a good Fenrir. They can be some of the scariest operators out there. So right now we're just going to be seeing how this one is going to be going now that we're going back down into the basement. So we're going to be seeing how EKU decides to push this one and how they're going to decide to prioritize all of this.
Similar attacking lineup coming out here. We are seeing a lot more roam potential operators, as Na is currently back on that Vigil, and we are also seeing Wrath follow up with an Oryx as well. So definitely a lot more offensive from the earlier rounds that you has mentioned. They were playing for time back in our previous 3 rounds, but now they're going to look to be on the hunt, as even Yellow's upstairs roaming around with that SMG-11 on the mute, covering over this bar area. Some time has escaped, and now Moon kicking things off, removing the Vigil pretty early on. That's a really nice pick from them. A little under 2 to go, and oh my goodness, Moon narrowly escaping with their life. Still alive, so it's something to work with. They're just gonna have to work extra hard right now, as we're having some pressure from Dirt right now. If we could get a tab really quick. Actually, I'm not sure what that message was. In any case, though, Lomo is taken out by EKU. Excuse me. Lomo is taken out. That's it. Still trying to get it over. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Moon, though, able to find Wrath in the turn. And we still have a lot of time for these attackers to work with. As another pick goes their way, Borger is able to eliminate Yellow. And it's looking a lot more grim, quote-unquote, for Purdue.
But right now, just with how EKU has it set up, they could possibly be working on this round, but Borger is going to be getting picked off by Quickscape, and Quickscape also going to be finding Sid. Now they know that the last 2 attackers are going to be playing Dirt right now. Fenrir has finally rotated his way back into sight with 40 seconds remaining. They just have to hold off this Grim, but now Quickscape finding another kill. Can he get his 4K? Or actually, no, this would be an ace if he can get this. And he gets it. He gets the...
No, I think that was a 4K. It would have said ace. Either way, though, amazing stuff by Quickscape to close out.
Yeah, you're right, because
yeah,
Oryx got one. Never mind.
But in any case, though, what should have been an EKU round just immediately in the turn, swapping into Purdue's favor, and they're still going to keep walking away with this really easy round. 4-0. There's only 2 more rounds left for Maroon to make something happen as they swap over to their defense.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Already, we're going to be staying... Sorry, I was just reading the chat, so I guess one of the teams was just asking if Ying is playable, which I am not 100% sure, actually. I could probably find that out in a little bit. Give me actually 1 second, I can easily find that out, but just we are going to be going back into master bedroom again and the gym, so we're going to be seeing how this is going to be turning out to be.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Find this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to, I guess, really deny anything for them to get on up here. But we are going back to bedroom and gym right now. Seeing EKU head back to their cash take. They didn't see success in their previous rounds, but it is pretty good drone work being done right now. Getting the information cleared out. Starting to make their entry over into CC. A couple rounds being fired over towards the red stair. Right now, a little bit of incursion over by Khan, I believe. Firing off towards that highway position. And it's a little bit of a stalemate as of now. Breach work starting to be done to try and get into this CC position. You're going to see the Capital bolts of Moon on standby as they firing off some Kawan nests to try and bait out those magnets deployable systems. But Moon able to kick it off with a nice double kill. Hits the Frostmat though. Not something you really want to see right there. Especially with the wall open. I'm a little surprised that Frostmat was even left in play. In any case though, EKU currently have control. Actually, no, I'm wrong. We are not in the correct site right now. But they have control of cash at the very least.
The attackers bomb
And they
diffuser
do
has
have
been dropped.
the man count to aid them. They just need to start making their play.
Attackers recovered
As
the
Quick
bomb
Cape trying to
diffuser.
even it out with a headshot onto Moon. Swinging again over towards is Sin.
Activated.
Trying to get any sort of info. Wraith is spotted. So they're going to have to
Bomb
back
located
up
by attackers.
from this Logi drop area. The rest of EKU beginning to move in now. As Lomo trading off Yellow. Wrath also finding Dahan. Gets a very nice double kill onto Borger as well as a follow-up. Another Frostman that only finds another target. We only got 20 to go right now, and I don't think the ITA is the best weapon of choice in this situation right now, Quick
Attackers
Cape.
dropped the diffuser.
But who am I to say? Quick Cape finds the headshot. Follow-up from Wrath. Utilizing that mirror window oh so perfectly, and Purdue keeping so much aggression in their favor. 5-0 right now to what we thought would have been a pretty even match here, especially with EKU's earlier progress.
Overall, this is actually a really shocking match just by watching, because we're like, for me at least, what I've casted, I have never seen a map go like this where it's extremely defensive favorites. Like, usually by now we would see at least one attack round, and we almost saw that not this past round, but like the one before when we were down in the basement. But now this is going to be Purdue's last round on defense before they go over and switch sides. So let's see if they can get at least just one more sneak round in so that it can make their defense
Attackers have
easier.
located a bomb.
But also, it's like I'm hoping to see more from EKU coming up in a second once they get onto the defense, because if they still struggle against Purdue on the defense,
10
then
seconds left.
we're going to really have to check out how Skyscraper is going to come out with
5
this.
seconds to go.
And already just looking at the site setup for Purdue, it's the same as always. They're going to be trying to waste as much time as possible, especially bringing in the Yokai drones. They're going to be bringing in the Malusi, the Castles, the Maestros, and the Fenriers. Like, all of this is just util and time wasting. So
Oh my.
we're going to see how this comes out.
Yeah, and you're seeing pretty unorthodox right now. You're seeing Bar being played as a palm site. So it's definitely
Oh.
interesting.
Okay, I just got info from the mods, Mod Queenie. So Ying is currently full banned for play right now. So Ying is not allowed to be played at all. So I actually never knew that.
Yeah, it's the first time I'm hearing about it as well. So that's rather interesting. Alright, Ying not being brought this time around, so I guess they're alleviated for now. Finally, some sort of answer from EKU as Moon following up with another double kill. They've been doing a pretty good job so far. Now 5 on 3. As 2 players from both squads are actually very, very low on health. Time is dwindling down. Half of our game clock has escaped. There is a yokai all the way. Oh, actually, very nice usage right there. Just to double check if anybody's outside. They might be aware that somebody is in CC off of the broken window. Well, that's actually pretty nice drone work there from the Echo of Purdue. 60 seconds to go. And EKU off of some very nice picks. They need to make something happen right now. I'm just trying to ensure everything, and they find even more information off of this Echo drone. Sin beginning to make the push happen. Dahan upstairs. Still trying to play some sort of vertical control, and Wrath over in Khan. Firing quite a lot of rounds, but Moon following it up with another kill. Utilizing that Capital fire. Swinging on in. 30 seconds to go. 5 on 2. Too much to focus on. As Natural not able to make anything happen, and more trades are coming off. Wrath trying to make something happen. But finally, EKU will have an answer off of what we normally don't see as a bar round, but we finally have an EKU answer. 1-5 now at the half as we start to swap it over.
All right, and then now since we're finally going over to the swap, also Damien, if you want to text in the chat just to let both teams know. Oh, okay, thank you. Back to what I was saying. So now that we're finally going into our switch, we're gonna see how Purdue is gonna be doing against EKU's defensive strategies, and already they're looking to be a lot more like area denial for this one, bringing in Goyles, Malusis, and Smokes. Oh, so this one is going to be quite interesting to actually watch, but they are going to be going downstairs into the basement. So Purdue right now already having 5 rounds under their belt. All they need is just 2 more. So right now EKU is on the line for a lot, especially with these rounds. So they are going to have to be doing some very solid defensive work, and they can only really afford 1 round, but in stakes like these, you don't really want to give up anything. So now, going over to how Purdue is going to be looking to attack this defensive setup, they're going to be bringing roughly similar operators from how EKU was, but the only things that are really different is that they're bringing in Ace and a Thatcher compared to last time. But now we are going to be seeing some early spawn peak attempts coming in from EKU versus Purdue, but so far nobody is going to be able to find anything, and already this RAM is getting to work much quicker than last time. So right now I think that Purdue is going to be able to get a lot more phantom pressure just a lot faster soon. But so we got 2 minutes and 5 seconds left, so we're going to be seeing how this comes out. And already I'm hearing a nitro cell being placed somewhere, and now I'm curious to find where this thing is.
Good play so far, methodical play coming out for Purdue. As you had mentioned earlier, EKU really need to show some sort of life here. This is their map pick to boot, so they should have been finding a lot more success. But Purdue is honestly just piggybacking off of what has just been really good, round influential. Especially that on their attack, EKU were very slow on their executes, despite having the advantage. Honestly, just give up a couple rounds. But it's a new half, it's a new era. Currently struggling to deal with barbed wire in the Malusi right now. So that's definitely interesting to see. Wrath trying to use the kitchen vertical to their advantage. We've even seen Quick Cape trying to find something in this church hallway. Finally, Na will be kicking things off onto Lomo. But now there's only 50 seconds left, and one operator has fallen. Granted, it is a defender. So Purdue in somewhat of a good position as Borger incurs quite a lot of damage from yellow. Moon trading it off to Nah. Wrath getting a kill. Quick Cade following up in rapid succession. Now,
Already
4 and
this
2.
Mira and this Cade, they're trapped in here into their bar. They're being held in from blue, but they're also being held in from the stairs. But now they can finally back up, and now all the attackers, they're trying to get their flank down. It's going to be a 1v4, and the Cade is going to be the last one alive. And Roth finally gets up, and Purdue now going to be on their 6th round, heading into match point.
Yeah, and just great execute from Purdue. They found those picks that they had needed. Very influential picks, too. And then they just continued on the map control that they worked also hard for. The drone work was perfect. The roam clear was even more perfect. And it just translated into a win. And now, what should have been an EKU advantage, especially since it's their map pick, Purdue have walked away with it for now. And it's definitely a scary sight to behold, since Purdue has already, as you had mentioned earlier, picked Skyscraper to follow it on. Now, heading over back towards basement, seeing what they can do. Hopefully they can make something work, as a loss here pushes us to map 2. That's going to be dangerous for EKU if that happens.
Also, another news flash coming in from Queen. So not only is Yang the only operator that's banned, but also Raora is also banned from
Raora, yeah.
play. Yeah, so she is also currently banned from play. Why, I am not 100% sure.
Because there's a thing with the drone. I think they fixed it. But there was a thing that if a drone was too close to a closed Raora barricade, it actually wouldn't open when you shot the switch. So basically,
Oh yeah,
you would
I
have
thought
to use
they
some kind of
originally.
disruption.
I originally thought that they fixed that.
I thought they
but
did too. I saw something a while ago, but I don't know. Maybe something else happened.
I guess maybe not. But anyway, now just going in, we already are going to be seeing an early pick onto that blitz, which is an extremely important kill, especially because now you can slow down a possible rush attempt. But now just looking at how EKU is playing this out, they're letting a little bit more focus on to their blue and less onto the main stairs. But now Lomo getting another one and picking off the Lion, which is also another great pick. Now, with only 3 attackers left remaining and them being completely scattered from one another, they're going to have to find their individual gunfights, and Legion is going to be succumbing to Wrath's wrath with the SMG-12 from Dokkaebi. And now he's also going to be able to get the cams for his team, so now that they can have access to all the defender intel.
It's important intel now, since you do already have 2 teammates on the floor currently, so to have extra information definitely of the utmost importance as the logic bomb is deployed to try and spot out the remaining defenders right now. You still have plenty of time to work with, so Purdue could theoretically slow it down. I'm not entirely sure if that Colossus robot was spotted earlier, so the switch might actually be really important here, as they are aware of the con drop. They're gonna head towards the red stair. On the hunt right now is Sin, who's looking to find something. The noise from the track sticker might actually aid Sin right now. It's a lot of sound being procreated right now. We're actually just gonna rotate on back. 35 to go. As Purdue to look a little weaker. It's a great showing from EKU so far, especially piggybacking off of that early spawn peak onto Quick Cape. And now you're going to continue to see it in fruition. Moon removing Nah, and Sin finally catching their prey of natural. That's a 1-on-4 with no time on the clock. No diffuser in hand either. And really, no resemblance of hope, as the rest of these EKU Maroon players continuing to swap out, trying to find the last kill, but no.
Operators, you have run out of time.
Doko will just sit over towards the oil pit position, and it'll be a defensive round going towards the way of EKU.
Overall, that was a much better round coming in from EQU, especially trying to get these early picks on. But originally, I thought it was going to go more towards the side of Purdue, and this is something I don't see often, where somebody is actually using an elite. So, oh, two people actually. So we're going to take it. But anyway, just EKU, they just need to keep this up. They need to keep up
Attackers need to locate
their
and
defensive
defuse
pressure, especially knowing that Purdue is only one good offensive round away from winning this map as a whole. So right now they just need to focus up a little bit more of just playing together, but they also need to play for their time as well, because if they just stay directly into sight, they're gonna get rushed or they're just gonna get outpicked. But if they keep doing what they're doing right now, especially with last round with the Scopos, I overall thought that that was actually a great play,
5 seconds
especially just
remaining.
having the Scopos move around a bit. But
Attackers are
now,
moving out to locate
with
a bomb
their
and
site
defuse
setup finally being locked in, we're going to be seeing how Purdue wants to tackle this. While most of the defenders are going to, or the attackers are going to be spawning over towards the CCTV garage side. It looks like they're going to be playing a lot of priority towards the CCTV wall. But also, what's funny is that there's nobody directly playing in there except for this bandit who's like half playing the construction and the cash room as well. But now we also have a castle that's going to be able to help him out a little bit. But now we're going to be seeing the Starmite also trying to take out the wall leading into construction, and they're just going to decide, you know what, this isn't worth it, let's just bandit this off and reinforce. And then they're pretty much just playing this with their time, but they're also playing like in sections, which is something I actually really respect, where once they realize they can't hold a certain section, they relocate, they back up, and they reinforce their next portion, which honestly is not something that you often see.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. Going towards highway now. We're seeing some stalls from Sin using those two barrel canisters. Try and alleviate the pressure for Purdue. Momo is going to be able to find Quick Cape. It looks like, oh, the exothermic charge is going to get denied. As Wrath continuing the soft destruction, utilizing that sledge. We don't see too often. Very underrated pick. A lot of players tend to think of sledge pretty weak-sided operator, which I do understand. They're losing that SMG 11 early on. Finally able to take out yellow is the Han. Nah, trading it back towards Purdue's advantage as Natural following up on the Borger as well. Plant going down in gym currently. You still have majority of EKU members offside, and the diffuser is planted, but the rest of Purdue will finally fall as it's Moon and Sin. The very nice retake to bring it up to halfway there. So now we have a 3-6 scoreline.
Already EKU is finally starting to rally themselves back together and finally actually showing some life, especially on defense. But again, this match is not over yet. Purdue still, they're just looking for their last closing round. So let's see if they can actually bring this back. But overall, just with that last final push, getting the plant down, they were getting some really good picks. They got two people straight off the rip, but that also forced all the defenders to start swarming them, because once they realize that their numbers advantage is starting to go down, they just realize, you know what, this is the perfect time for us to re-push them and just start taking our site back from the attackers, and especially with that Thatcher trying to get the plant down, go prone, and hopefully pick somebody off. Bandit immediately recognizes it, takes advantage, And off the rip, just securing the round for EKU. But now we're going to be going back to CCTV cache, and we're going to be seeing how this one is coming out. Nice mirror play possibly being set up from red stairs. This is a very risky play usually,
10 seconds
because
remaining.
if you have really good red stairs coverage,
5 seconds.
that can be extremely powerful, but once you lose it, that mirror can 100% go against you. And then also just seeing an outside mirror, which is also not very common. So I'm very interested to see what Lomo has planned here.
Definitely.
And then,
Oh. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Keep it
oh,
going.
sorry, I was gonna say, so it's Purdue already gonna be trying to take advantage, getting into the garage right now, but we only have a Wamai just playing in there. He does have all of his Wamai discs set up around, but he seems to be pushed from everywhere, and Moon gonna be finding an early pick onto Zofia, onto Wrath, again with his ACOG helping out his team, trying to play from below. But now Wamai and Castle both trying to play together into this area, seeing what they can find. Vigil is going to be playing red stairs right now, so he's going to have full advantage of not being seen by any of the drones and being able to watch the stairs and watch the mirror. So right now he's in a pretty decent position, and clearing him is probably extremely difficult. But right now, with the attackers coming in, they are very scattered out once again. Some are going to be attacking from above, and then we have 1 or 2 people attacking all the way from below. So right now there's not 100% much of a team coordinated push, but each person does seem to be doing their jobs relatively well.
Everybody is playing to their strengths here. They've been doing it well. Half the game clock expiring once again. We've seen this happen so many times where there's still plenty of members of both squads still left on the board, and Quick Cape going to start to change that as a pick on the Moon is wrung out right now. Still keeping up the pressure will be natural, but they are going to opt to fall back, try and aid their teammate to finish breaching that CC position. They are running out of time, however. So, got to be a little quicker on their takes right now. As Yellow actually going around. Might look to go towards Khan instead. They did look towards the red stair. And Quick Cape just able to walk into garage and up the rafters stairs right there. I'm not really sure how that happened. Nonetheless, good pick. Able to get into a position to shoot the bandit batteries as well. As Big rotate from Yellow into Khan, firing off towards the catch room. He's gonna find one. Quick Cape following it up in a quick succession. All of a sudden, Sin in a 1 versus 4, where it could be the end. Quick Cape putting an end to EKU's comeback, and they're able to close it out 7-3 for our map number 1.
Overall, that was a beautiful match for map number 1. Just starting off on Clubhouse, Purdue coming in with an extremely aggressive and extremely dominant first 5 defensive rounds, and then we started fumbling a little bit because EKU was finally starting to find their footing. They're realizing how they're working, and they brought back a few rounds, but still Purdue is going to be the ones that are going to be coming out on top here. Now, we're going to be moving on to our second map, which is going to be Skyscraper, which is, again, not a very common map pick usually, but we're going to be seeing how this one goes. For me personally, this is one of the more least favorite maps, but I understand for people that this might be one of their more stronger ones. But especially since we only have, I'd say, 2-ish good sites on this map, I think this one is going to be flowing a little bit more evenly. Just depends on the strats that are going to be coming out, especially since EKU is going to be the first defenders for this map.
Yeah, I'm interested to what we see. So, As we get our map 2 ready, we're gonna head to. Actually, never mind. We might go right back into it. We do have one missing player over on the side of EKU, but either way, we are gonna try and see what's going on. So we should have map 2 ready for you in just a moment. Be back shortly. Don't go away.